It seems like my group really enjoyed how the author told his story about having a child that he was worried about in To Teach, The Journey of a Teacher. The author shared his experience about how one teacher made such a huge impact on his adopted son's life. He told us, the readers, how worried he was for his adopted son to go off to school because he was afraid that the teachers would judge him. The author was afraid that the teachers would only see the bad and not the good. However, the author's son, Chessa, got a wonderful teacher who nurtured Chessa and knew how to handle his behaviors and to help him focus. The teacher brought out everything positive in Chessa. I really think that this was important because, as future teachers, we have to look for the good in students. We have to know how to handle our problematic children in such a way that we turn their problems into something positive and productive. On September 4th, one of my group members, Jennifer Christensen, said, and I quote, "I think William Avery really hit a nerve when he noted that teaching is something that is ongoing and never completely finished, implying that good teachers not only teach students, but also know students," unquote. I completely agree with her and the author. I think that most teachers would say that teaching goes beyond the job. We nurture and teach children as a whole child when they grow up. A few people watch Telling Stories project aims at closing gaps, including me. As future teachers, we will always want to make sure that our students are successful. We have to look at our community and what we can do to improve it and help children not only as a school, but as a whole with the community and the parents of the students. Having a strong foundation will help the child become more successful in the long run. On September 8th, one of my fellow classmates, Jordan Liskay, said, and I quote, "There are many different ways to make a school really work, I suppose, but first you have to determine what exactly it means for a school to work. I think that a school that works together and shows determination in their students is something that works. Another quality that is essential for a school to have to work is success. Even if they aren't the top school for grades, as long as there is improvement, then that really means that something is working," unquote. We have to keep this in mind because succeeding does not mean that the school is improving. Succeeding does mean that the school is improving and something must be working. This week, a lot of my group read, "What does it mean to educate the whole child?" My response was that all children need to be nurtured in order to grow and develop properly. We want our children to be well-rounded students, and to do this, we need to educate them in such a way that we nurture each part of their development from an early age. By doing this, we will be trying our best to make sure that our students can conform and integrate into society without any problems or hesitations. I believe that it is important to educate the children as a whole child because it will help them in the long run. My fellow classmate, Alexander Tony, said, and I quote, "Schools today are focusing a lot more on testing and focusing on a child as a whole. Schools are trying to get students to become more proficient in reading and math. However, even though these schools are important in education, it is not the only thing that schools should be focusing on. Creativity is a very important concept for the schools should uphold," unquote. Today, our schools are more concerned about testing than they are about nurturing students, teaching them as a whole child. Over the past few weeks, my opinions have been made much stronger. I still believe in everything that I have before about teaching. However, the article, "Why is a Child So Rude?" has made me think more about why children behave the way they do. It has made me think that when I am a teacher, I need to be careful not to jump